The party is now arrived at Bridge City and been about a day since they've enjoyed the festival and some squabbles in the alleyways below Dagger's End. Oh, well, I'm sorry, below Algae's district. They are now currently in Dagger's End, in the side booth, a small inn of sorts, where the innkeeper herself is taken to her room after Lancaster, previous faculty or instructor of Morgrave, floor of side booth inn. Everyone roll gamble.
Nice.
Alright, Corbin, with your 22 on stealth, you slip out the entryway as you see Emberly being escorted upstairs by Eltor. They are currently first upon the floor. You shut the door and meet Neb in the air current first upon the floor. You shut the door and meet Neb in the alleyway. Both of you decide to walk towards the Stix Bridge, also known as the Stix Gang's Walkway. Please introduce your character.
Corbin is a just above middle-aged, human-looking man with sort of dark, medium-length, middle-parted, wavy hair, sort of the mix of like a soldier and like a wizard's robes, something you'd find at like a military surplus store that also holds like spell scrolls or something. And a bit nervous, but he's like posted up behind Neb, or maybe we're mid-conversation. I don't know. He's the Dimensionist professor.
As you step out onto the alleyway that leads off to an avenue to your right, and then curves around towards, well, it looks like Bridge of Stix, where Neb is currently, as the jellyfish are still luminescently brightening up your horizon, well, at least below you, as they twinkle by. You see a large turtle float up. That being said, Emberly, you venture forward with Eltor up the stairs and around the bend. You see your room on the right, and then the innkeeper's, and on the left, across from both of them, is Lancaster's room. You walk in, there's a fitted carpet for the floor, sheets on the bed, and you see Eltor dive under, procuring some sort of resuscitation, you're welcome, upon it, and thusly making it clean once more. Please introduce your character as you stare at
Emberly Ashfall is a demonologist and demolitionist professor. She's in her late 20s and is a tiefling artificer. She's got kind of purplish skin and teal hair with horns, like a ram, circular glasses, bat wings, 6 fingers on each hand, and does not cast a shadow or reflection. She's a little bit of a firecracker and loves things that go boom.
the locks on the chest seem to be magical, and they're simple traveler's locks that you can pick up at any station in Sharn. But you do need to know the combination, or at least a number or two, to forego or fried or held person, thanks to a retribution effect upon whatever the locking mechanism is, which is what you are staring at. That being said, ooh, Neb, please introduce your characters. They're echoing through from the Algae District.
Neb is a plasmoid Circle of the Stars druid. They take a mostly humanoid shape, and they're wearing a trench coat with a nice suit under, like a nice suit shirt underneath, or dress suit, and then a poker face, or lack thereof. And they're the astrology teacher.
Neb, Emberly, Thal, and Corbin, including, I think I got everybody. Please receive 1 point of inspiration for having a character picture. And Neb, as you stare out in front of the bridge in front of you, and they informed you about how to meet them or greet them. Do you remember?
Come to their bridge was the main thing I remember.
Roll a wisdom check.
That might be it, but sadly, I don't remember. 10.
Well, thankfully, Corbin has an inkling of what does need to occur. However, the number of... You have pulled out the sheet from under the bed and cleansed it with precipitation. But the soil seems to just dripped, well, like a clump, onto the carpet below your feet. Emberly is nearby, staring at the chest, debating what to do next. She's decided to do some... Eltor, please introduce your character.
So Ultran is a proper elf. He's dressed in fine clothing, blonde hair. He's very prim. He wields a pair of slim blades by his side. He has an easygoing smile, and he walks with just a calm confidence.
As you peer around, hairs tangled inside of the bristles. And while you all investigate your current situations, Thal is sitting in the lounge next to Mr. Giggles, who's by the fire. Thal, as you hear the goat a bit, please introduce your character.
Thalincor he's a quite a lean fellow. He is approximately around 6 feet tall, maybe a little shorter than that. He tends to dress in all black and professorial job. Most know him as the son of headmistress Yeneth, who runs the place, and as such he was sent to investigate what the party was up to, and now he's here. So, and he would write her a note and basically say, we found a girl in sort of an upstairs room performing some sort of blood ritual for some cult. The cult of, it starts with a V or something. I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head, but and we associate.
And do you send the message by carrier, or do you cast some magic spell to send it along? Perhaps in the morning you could try and find a market. They could create some sort of sending stone for you, or have one for purchase.
He would hold on to he would attempt there more directly.
Neb, Corbin, you stand outside and the moonlight hits your face for a few moments. You stare along the jellyfish who illuminate below you, their twinkling lights against...
I think they said 3. Try 3.
I mean, three's like the most common number, because 1 is too few, 2 is also too few. 3's probably a good guess. I really feel like we should have remembered this.
Yeah.
I guess a little bit too much.
Well, either 3 is a good strategy, or we knock a kind of ambiguous amount of times. Maybe you do 3, and you stop. You're getting it. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's a bad idea, and honestly, will just make it more confusing, and just seem like, I'm just gonna walk up and knock 3 times.
As you do, the twinkling lights hit your forehead, and you hear a scurrying and scuttling. There is, well, movement above your heads from the swinging, well, not ladder, but it looks like one. It's another bridge. It's about 50 feet. It's just under the deck of the upper side of the bridge. Remember, you're on the lower part, so it's a bit darker here, and there's only a few lights on because of the festival. It's hard to see. Roll perception.
Come on, Neb.
I'm just not paying attention, you know? I'm too focused on the knocking.
In front of Neb. It's one of the assassins you fought earlier. Only, you recognize them, Corbin. They're the one that you had that conversation with, as well as the others.
I went dad mode on him a little bit.
Hi. You got early. Oh. What's that?
I mean, you opened it up to us, so, you know, it's really our choice.
Yeah, I don't know if we're staying in town for much longer.
Oh, yes?
Do we get the sense that, like, she's like just, or I think it was a she, I don't remember, but like that they 23.
You can tell there is some sort of concern. She stares at you almost awkwardly, trying not to match your gaze. And, well, is awkwardly keeping her hand on the side of her dagger. It twinkles the sides of her finger. Beyond, dagger's end. You must roll athletics to follow.
Possibly go wrong.
I mean, you know,
Well,
I can't do all of that, but I can get around.
swing. Oh, damn.
You collide into the side of the bridge.
Acrobatics.
Meanwhile, anyone with a passive perception of 17 or higher hears Neb hitting the side of the bridge with a loud boom. Emberly and Eltor, what are you doing inside of Lancaster's room that you have recently walked into? The locks have fallen to the floor and the chest remains closed for now.
I will open the chest.
It squeaks open. The bands fall to either side, and inside the chest you see an assortment of drawers on your left, a very nice dress right next to it, and what looks like... Oh, Eltor, you stumble across her violin.
Was the violin wrapped in the sheets or in the box?
It's at your foot. Convenient enough. It's just under the carpet. Perhaps she was hiding it from someone, or the DM just forgot it until now. It is in a violin
On the chest that appears magical. Detect magic.
You do notice, as you stare, the dress itself is white, ivory, crystals embroidered all along the side. But the school that it glimmers from, with your magic eyes, is the illusion. Do either you
this
take the dress
magical-
or investigate the drawers? Or play the violin? Roll a sleight of dress.
An 11 I'm probably proficient in dress, so 16.
You press the dress gently across your chest. And, for just a moment, Eltor, you see her fade from view. Only it's a different face or two. His disguised self, allowing you to transform into someone else.
Dibs.
The dress looks very fetching, Miss Ashfall. The school that I determined was, of course, was illusion for the dress, so it seemed safe, which is why I did not say anything when you held it up. If you do,
Oh yes, for sure.
I would like to roll investigation using my eldest mute see. One second. Oh, sorry, that should be with advantage, but I don't think it matters.
Your eyes immediately go to the first drawer as it looks almost a little ajar. You pull it open, and there's an invitation. It's been opened, and it has the mark of the handler, the same from the ring that you took from her accomplice earlier this evening. But something else. An envelope, another one. Look like, well, her undergarments.
Are they
Is
lacy
there-
too?
Very. Eltor, what's the call?
I'm sorry.
High or low?
Are you asking me to call high or low again? Hi.
From each one of the bills. A dragon mark is approximately 1 platinum. What's the call? High or low? Once more.
Hello.
P.S. I didn't know it made that much noise. I'll change them here in a moment. With your low on the die, you stare around the room one more time just to make sure nothing else catches your eye, but then under the pillow you notice. Leaf? Something green. You pull off the pillow and then you find a rose. An evergreen rose, meaning that it never ages. Roll history. And for cracking your calls, everyone roll 1d6. You bring the rose to your... You adventured there maybe once or twice on a carriage passing by the large village between the two pillars. It was Under, a place famous for its mages, as well as its studies. It also has a very large quibble ball tournament every now and then. I can't help it, it's built into the story of Cower. Anything else, Eltor or Emberly?
With the tech map,
That if you press it a certain way along the chords, it will play on its own. Meanwhile, Thal, as you stare at the fire down in the lounge, you hear a knock. Emberly, what's your passive perception?
21.
You also hear the knock from downstairs. Eltor, same question. From across the hall, as well as you, Emberly, it seems as though the innkeeper is crying into her pillow. Meanwhile, Thal, what do you do as you hear the knock at the door?
I will get up and leave the room and attempt to proceed in the direction towards, I believe the innkeeper was like somewhere downstairs, so I would attempt to...
You walk towards the front door and you see Emberly's, well, cannon in front of there. There's still the jars and the containers of each one of Lancaster's body parts. And you see her fricasseed fried accomplice, well, melted to the floor, thanks to Emberly and her electrical ways. When you open the door, there's no one. Roll perception. You feel a breeze, but then if there is someone invisible in the doorway, they're staring at you.
In that case, unfortunately, I don't have anything that could potentially help in this situation. So Thalcor is just gonna glare in that general direction and just say, "Show yourself."
Thal, what is your AC?
Present.
You feel a swing and a rush of arcane energy goes past you. And then, their feet dash down the alleyway. You hear them stumbling. They fall, but then you lose sight of them, unless you choose to, well, try to follow them yourself.
I assume he sees, Emberly and Eltor.
There's a small desk, the kitchens, and, well, the lounge. Oh, and Emberly's purse. Well,
I see.
Eldritch Cannon.
He will attempt to go upstairs, barge into the room, and just warn them. Hey,
Emberly, Eltor,
I will cast the invisibility and ask Miss Asheville, "Are you ready?" And snag the violin and the room on the way out.
Ah, I didn't get a chance to look around here. I'll put the dress on and then turn into Corbin. And then head out.
I also assumed we were going to be making the Drakkar system as well. I also assumed we were going to be grabbing those. Paper money that was worth, platinum.
the dragon marks? Yes.
Oh, I assumed you grabbed those.
Miss Asheville, is there any?
All yours.
Miss Asheville, I'm going to be asking her this as we walk out, and I will cast the invisibility, and then this will be asked for Miss Asheville.
Say that again. I'm finding it a little hard to hear.
Same.
I'm sorry, Miss Asheville. Is there anyone in our dealing or stolen?
Your internet chopped out, I think, just at the end of your sentence. Can you just...
Stolen or talking to people, calming them down?
I am, as I have the calm emotions spell now on my cannon.
I just believe. Unfortunately, I would do so, but I am not very good at speaking.
Okay, so I'll grab my cannon.
I presume Thalancor is traveling with them. He just puts a hand up and says, "I'm good. I'm good at doing the talking, even though I am not the biggest fan of it." And
Game Master, what is his mother's last name again?
Ynith Von Trapp.
Thank you, Mr. Von Trapp. That would be much appreciated.
he just nods.
To yell because she feels like she needs to be heard all the time. So be prepared, Thal, when she rendezvous with you on Ascending Stone. Meanwhile, you see for a moment Corbin and Neb Well, they are wrestling up the sides of the bridge. For one more sake before we go on a fight.
I'll get this eventually.
Wahoo!
um,
Just, hey, stop grabbing there. Hey,
what?
hey, this is my rope.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot of space, okay?
Yeah, well, maybe you could have waited until I was off the rope.
I mean, how long do you want me to stay up here?
But I don't know. It's just.
Oh my God! Do
Oh,
you see
but this was not the
yellow corridor? Athletics too, or acrobatics, just to see where I'm
Is
at.
that-
Okay?
oh.
Yeah, we're just two fucking goofballs. Oh shit!
Neb, what's the call?
Low.
Oh.
Success is a critical failure, guys. Can't let it ride.
That's a good point.
You stare at Corbin taking the rope, trying to give you some leverage as you take your foot and slip. High or low?
Let it low. Damn it.
Upside down, and then you feel the rope rustle around your, oh no, ankle, and you hear a small pop and a pull. You now receive a -1 to all dexterity and strength checks.
Oh shit!
My ankle that I kind of have.
Oh, that's right.
You would not believe the pain that actually causes. Oh, God.
I am going to pass out. He's just upside down. His face is turning red. Oh my God. Ned.
You know, we probably could have done this a really simple way.
Yeah, I know.
and
and I misty step to somewhere safe.
oh,
Right before I pass out.
well, I was just about to say I used the Cape of the Mountebank to dimension door up, both of us.
Okay.
But
well,
no, it's
I
fine.
guess
It's fine. I'll just go alone.
I could misty step to you.
I thought we were on the same
That's a-
rope.
Are we still?
Eltor,
Oh,
Emberly,
shit. Okay.
and Neb. Well, I'm sorry, Thal. Well, and Corbin, too. You all notice someone on the side of the bridge trying to wrestle up a rope, and then you see above your heads, Emberly, Eltor, and Thal, one of the assassins roll back the other side of the 50-foot high bridge above your heads. Only it looked like they're going in the opposite direction that they recently, waving you both up to the higher tiers over here, Corbin and Neb. Meanwhile, you guys can all rendezvous for a moment because, it is quite the sounds and the event happening on the other side just around the bend of the alleyway.
Do we
So the
see?
assassin is on the bridge, like above our heads, basically, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to swing my rope towards Neb to try to grab onto him. Upside down, like we're in the Artemis 2 right now, zero gravity, like floating towards each other.
Do you folks need some assistance up?
Just hanging out, and he nudges Neb, right?
We were.
I mean, I wanted to practice my prancing a little greater, and we got a little bit out of hand, as you can see.
We had to secure Mrs. Lancaster's remains, and then we had to basically search her belongings to make sure to see what occurred with her. I currently have her remains separated and hopefully stored for now, somewhat safely, as can be expected. And I do pick up
Corbin
some
raises
letters, but
an eyebrow. Corbin's like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?"
Yes, of course. I'm literally upside down right now.
you
Yes.
two need
Corbin.
to assist.
No,
Everyone's,
I've gotten
still
out of
trying to
out of
reach
worse
for Neb.
troubles. I have like my hand on what is supposed to be my chin, like, oh yes, yes. Just completely focused on Eltrin. Yes. Well, I'm gonna get myself out of this kerfuffle, and
Hey,
then we can.
what?
Are you certain?
We're fucking. Oh my god, we're like.
we're just fucking.
Hell yeah, we're two just pendulums smacking against each other, and this guy is like, "Hey, you guys sure? You guys sure you don't need help?" We're giving each other concussions. Okay.
Why don't we give you
Master
all a
Von
5
Strap.
moving Corvin and Neb up the side of the bridge, or scouring the lower decks of Dagger's End? I will remind you, Dagger's End has a reputation in the evening to be awfully frightening. So if you choose to 5 minutes when we rendezvous at 22 after. Don't forget to chirp at your birds, pet your dogs, and squeak at your cats. They like that. Also, chat amongst yourselves.
Especially when you have a 50-pound lapdog who is demanding your attention at the moment. Is this currently a 5-minute out of character period that folks want to basically come back to the evening? I mean, or because it is getting rather late in the evening.
I mean, from what Mother has told me, this place gets awfully dangerous at night.
We'll be back. We were just spending some time out in the town, you know, getting some of that nice, cool moon air.
Do you need some help getting to the?
I mean, yeah, once before. I mean, it's a little bit of a waste at this moment. But
Norbit,
wouldn't believe
Norbit.
the view of the jellyfish from here.
Yeah,
Quite nice.
it's like those caves where they have the bioluminescent worms in the
Oh, you
ceilings.
shush your
know?
face.
That does not look particularly comfortable, though, as a viewpoint.
Well, I mean,
These
I don't
kids
really have
today.
blood, so it's not
Always
exactly
gotta
that
be-
bad.
Yeah, Corbin is like he looks like a fucking tomato.
So and
Duran.
I'm just
That handsome guy in a
standing there
dress.
staring at you guys in disbelief, not saying anything.
Who's that? Who's that fella back there?
Why are you saying fella like that?
Who's that boy? Dun, dun, dun.
Nev, I'm gonna be honest.
Because
I don't know how much longer I can stay like this.
hold on, I am coming. I will come get you. Hold on one moment.
I mean,
God.
if you can get yourself up, you know,
This will only hopefully be a little bit embarrassing. And we are going to have to wait for the GM to come back.
but I could just turn into like a bird.
Like that song.
Yeah, I could fly like a bird, trying to fly away, or whatever those lyrics were. Not exactly a music enthusiast myself.
Yeah, I think Corbin is like seeing double and like very confused, and he just sees like he's wondering if he's died.
Yep.
Yes, we definitely wait for the GM to come back so I can get you out of the situation because I think he's going to be here for this one.
And
This
we're
could either
back.
be subtle or not subtle. Okay, so question for the GM. Is this place very deserted at the moment?
Yes, basic her attentions to you. She stares at Emberly for a moment, and then back at Corbin, and then back at Emberly, and then Dr. Scott, and then back to Corbin again. And yeah, so she's a bit confused, but other than that, it's just the five of you and her.
I will yell up to her. Do not be concerned. I am assisting them. Do not be afraid. And then we're going to King Kong.
That is wholly unnecessary, but I suppose now that you've done it,
And
might as well see this out.
and turn myself into a giant ape and climb up there and untangle Corbin and bring him to the ceiling and then jump back down.
Oh, I suppose I'll just continue dangling here then.
Ned,
I'm
what
getting
the
Ned
fuck
too.
did
I'm getting you
do?
both. I will not leave you there. I will get you both.
You'll be able to cast as a giant ape anyways.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Roll athletics, and I love how you go up the side of the building with a rope, and Neb is dangling by ankle alone, and Corbin is swung into your arms and brought up to the higher level next to the assassin. Well, hopefully with your athletics. As a giant gorilla. I was going King Kong vibes.
So basic
King Kong.
add 6 to that roll.
You swing down effortlessly as you, for a moment, put your own ankle into the rope and hang, swinging the rope back and forth. Neb gently goes into your arms and back up to the side of the assassin. You scurry down and you, with a loud boom, hit the ground like, well, that Overwatch character, Winston. What do you all decide to do next?
What the hell is going on?
Oh, thank you for the help. Let's just let's go on. Yes, person of assassin origins or whatever.
Corbin is like on all fours, like trying to catch his breath.
Come on, it wasn't that bad. I was upside down. What does Emberly look like right now? Is it Corbin in a dress? Is that what you look like?
I'm assuming that when I wear the dress, it still looks like a dress, just the face changes.
Well, it looks exactly
That's
like
usually what
Corbin.
magic items that this guy's do.
Oh, sorry. It looks exactly like Corbin in a dress with in crystal crystals everywhere, an ivory from head to toe, flames whiffling around his face thanks to the collar, and you can see his chest hairs blinking out.
Did you see me in a Christy Krusty dress? Be honest,
I
Neb.
mean, you pulled it off really well, I must say.
Okay,
Like,
well,
you should
and you
get
see
one
him
for
kind of look
yourself.
concerned. You see him look a little concerned, and he says, "How many did you see?"
But I mean, I suppose I saw 2 technically, although in the dress only I saw 1.
Okay. And there was a gorilla?
Oh yeah, that was real. That was
Okay.
that Elterand fellow that has recently joined us.
Yeah, he's like the groundskeeper, right? Or sub. He's a sub.
He was a sub, yes. I don't know if he's
He's a
ever
sub.
subbed for my classes, but I've heard he does a good job.
Yeah. You never take like vacations or anything. Notice that.
I don't really have a reason to.
No. You need Morgrove more than it needs you, okay? You don't need to be there every day.
Do you mean Morgrave?
It all
More
depends on your
above.
enunciation, really. Carnavian, Carnavian.
Do you Do you need to breathe before we continue talking? Because I think you're having a lot of struggles.
Listen,
But I think you need to breathe especially. I think the oxygen in your brain is lacking.
Aye, it'll
More
do
so than
for
usual.
here, at this height. As you see the assassin walking in front of you, she scurries so quickly you almost lose sight of her. Roll perception. As well, Emberly, Eltor, and Thal, as you take into the alley streets, well, in a frock. At least one of you.
nice.
Neb, you're able to pull Corbin forward with you and you keep the assassin within your sights. You see yourselves going from one district to the other so quick. You feel the ladder underneath swing a bit. And that's what they do with pulleys and ropes. Each of you roll investigation. Meanwhile, Eltor, dressed as her father.
Once Eltran returns to the ground, he will dismiss the giant ape. I still have the see invisibility spell up. Did we see any hints of the person who earlier was the invisible person who was earlier at the indoor?
With your perception, no one's been able to eye the creature in the dark as of yet. However, near the street lamp, it flickers, and Corbin casts mirror image of himself. Meanwhile, do you guys follow the sounds forward?
I presume we would be.
I want to rest.
Decisions are the worst.
Mr. Von Trapp, I do recommend probably returning to the inn. I know Miss Ashfall is tired, and unfortunately, I believe two of our compatriots are on some other business of their own at the moment. So it may not be best to ever pursue whoever is invisible without a full party at the moment.
I suppose you're right.
Though you need to. But it is a choice, and Emberly and Eltor could stay back and get their rest, and Thal could maybe continue the sounds and maybe scout it out at best.
You see, Thal isn't that well equipped for a what you'd consider a traditional scouting mission.
You'll have to roll a lot of steps.
We'll return with the other two, Altor and Emberly, to the inn and rest. And perhaps investigate more in the process.
Also, Mr. Von Trapp, if you could please speak to the innkeeper when we get back and try to console her. Again, she saw something quite traumatic as we dismembered one of her patrons in front of her. Not her patrons, her clientele.
My best to do so.
Thank you. I appreciate the effort.
I can help as well. I also know the innkeeper, as I had been staying here for longer.
Not to mention, I also don't wish and not to reunite herself.
Neb, receive a point of inspiration. Eltor, receive a point of inspiration. Neb,
How do we track that? Do we track that with the app?
we will cover that during the break. Neb and Corbin, you feel the Stix upon your shoulder. Wherever she's taking you is somewhere within the city. You think it's perhaps the Algae District, as you hear the chanting from around you, though it's hard to tell exactly where. You may roll a search check now, which is insight, to get a better idea of where she might be taking you or what she has on her mind. A perception check to maybe understand exactly where you might be capable, because every time you turn, you're not sure if you're going left or right. There's a cape in front of you of some traveler perhaps they swiped, but then it's pulled away effortlessly, and not by her, but by another. With your investigation of 33, Corbin, you're able to tell that this structure is built with a series of pulleys and ropes. each one of these small walkways that you are walking on are well connected to at least another. The way that they structure the pulleys, you catch a glimpse of them as one of them pulls from the side, and you can see the multiple passageways that are all around you. It seems as though this might be some hollowed out building that they took over, or perhaps an entire column within the bridge. It could be a weak part of the city. And then you remember the vines and how they crept up through the ground in Algae District. That must be it. Meanwhile, Neb, with your insight of 25, you can tell that she is not interested in anything other than taking you forward, her hand to walk forward. But then you also notice she's studying Corbin. He's studying the passageways, each of them marked with a cape at either end. And he's starting to figure out their little secret. You can tell she has a pretty good inkling that, well, they may have to have a separate conversation. But then suddenly, the passageway opens up in front of you. You see a series of, well, fashionable clothed individuals. The old rotten wood armor is strung against the wall like symbols of honor. And above you is a canopy of different tapestries. It's a mark of a handler, another elven mark guild. They're all different marks of Eberron. It's every one, there's none missing. Wherever you are seems to be some sort of council room for you see a very short, fat gnome. His belly hangs out over his pants, and they're gilded like jesters, only green and turquoise, that lead down to a pair of leather slippers. He's wearing also a very tight red courtier's coat, and has some sort of, well, wig with the shape of a hat on his head. What do you all decide to do?
There's so much that I've just been given that I'm analysis paralysis right now.
No problem. That being said, alright, these are the two that we fought in the districts earlier. They fought like rabid beasts, especially this one. And she pushes the back of your shoulder forward, Neb. You stare at what looks like to be the lead general, or at least whoever is in charge around here. You are the ones we've been trying to track down this paper. He tosses it over in your direction, Corbin, and it lands on the floor in front of you. We've decided that she must be your sister, and the rest of you must all be her cohorts. So it'll be 500 gold pieces for each.
He looks at Neb.
And what exactly are these pathways, and why are we paying them now, even though this is, I believe, the first time we've taken them?
It certainly is not. You and your rest of compatriots.
Not through the bridges, though.
Roll deceit or persuasion.
I mean, we came here through. We came here through the windwalk. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I think, at least. Now I'm convinced.
I'm quite sure it was you. It was definitely all of you. You had the little bandanas on your heads.
I feel like a bandana wouldn't really show you how we came here.
Do I have any sense of what he might be talking about? Like who? Because I feel like we let me check my notes, but I definitely remember hearing something about people with bandanas. Hold on.
He takes out a few glasses from the side of him and whispers an incantation in Elven, and the cups whispers the words levitation. The bottle fills your glasses, and oh yes, I was quite sure it was you all. I thought it was glass. And he begins to sip his glass of Chardonnay.
Do we know anybody who has like a glass eye or something? Seems like he's kind of blind.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I don't see anything about bandanas in my notes, but I swear I remember hearing something about that.
It sounds familiar. And I suppose the question should be asked: do you actually have proof it was us, or are you just assuming because we're new here?
Beef is narrow, and even cheekbones seem to almost peer down at you. She's not high elf, but she's as tall as them. You can tell she's drow of some kind, perhaps just a bit. He doesn't know, or he would be telling you. We don't believe it was her that was crossing the shadows. We believe that it was, well, someone else. But the two of you look quite alike, she says. At least your, what did they say? Sister and her? They both look quite alike, except the hair was different, and they didn't dress the same.
You're saying me, looked like me.
Well, at least for now. I hear she's been frolicking in a dress. And you hear murmurs and
He looks again at Neb. I think I might still need to breathe a little bit. I feel like I am misunderstanding what's going on here.
Oh yeah, no, this entire thing feels like a trip.
Give them like 1,000 gold or something to get up off our backs, and now they're still asking.
Oh no, he offered it. He never actually gave it, but then they just ran away.
our liege here. And she curtsies and shows her hand towards the gentleman in the middle, the little gnome. You see,
our best.
he was trying to trick you into giving him more money. We always given you the pathways, but now there's something else they've been trying to trot to you about. The handlers have a ball tomorrow. We'd ask for you to go. You're the best fighters in the city that we've seen. Whether you pay the tolls or not, it doesn't matter to us. But if you take this small favor, you will have the honor of the Stix gang. She can't speak for us. You hear another one whisper and another one shout. Silence! Tapestries above your head shiver.
Well, as I said, I
Tomorrow evening.
And what? I mean, Neb.
Offensive. If I'm understanding correctly, self-admitted extortion, and then swapping around to saying that we're some of the best fighters in the city, and it, is I'm a little bit confused as to their motives here. I mean, I suppose they.
Well, I think I understand.
But
is they were trying to shake us down at first, and then they're admitting that we beat their ass so hard that they want us to go beat somebody else's ass because they don't think they can handle it. That's what it sounds like.
Applause. You receive a point of inspiration.
Trying to extort us.
Yeah, but isn't that how the system works?
I mean, I suppose, but
yeah.
I would not just go, oh, yes, you're so much better than me. And also, I tried to just steal your money a few moments ago.
Okay, but no.
It doesn't.
Zane, or I guess Yenith now, No.
Meanwhile, the courts around you all stare at you back and forth as Neb is having a bit of a moment, telling them all about what they just did. Some of them nod, and others of them look cockeyed back at the lead in the middle. Well, yes, we were trying to do all that. I'll get the ways of the Stix in place of taking care of our business tomorrow evening. But if you can't, then I suggest you all leave and go out the way you came.
I mean, regardless of whether we do you a favor or not, we're leaving.
Well,
So, I mean,
here's the thing is what is in it for us? You know, I mean, you guys are just basically a gang of wannabe trolls taking taking money from people who try to pass through this bridge there, and that's pretty much all I know.
actually, why were you trying to kill her?
Yeah, like, do you do that to most tourists?
Oh,
What's the deal?
What would you be killing her, no?
I don't know that that's that much better.
It is if you're trying to collect a toll.
Neb.
As he drinks the rest of his Chardonnay. Well, you going to help us or not?
It might be a good thing.
I mean, honestly, I was kind of thinking about that. It's just like, it's really confusing that they've just like self-admitted their weakness in the same room as us.
Lift up his hand and just snap his fingers and cast mass suggestion. And how many people are in this room?
14.
14. Okay.
16.
All the people closest to me, I guess. Not including Neb. And they all need to do wisdom saving throws. And I will just say, tell me your deepest desire, and then get on the ground and prostrate for 8 hours.
You can do up to 24. Pretty sure.
18 hours.
On their character level at all, or no?
It's 12 or fewer creatures I can see within range, and then they just have to make a spell, a wisdom saving throw. It doesn't say.
Don't target the elves because it's charmed condition. Or
Too late
advantage.
now. Meanwhile, everyone begins to do exactly as you suggested, except for one, the woman with the high cheekbones. Her lobes are low, her ears are pointed, and her hair is gray, done up in such a way that it's curled from side to side. She smiles at you, and this is why we chose you. And then suddenly she bows. Cow, says one.
Take a little notepad.
Another one
Yeah.
speaks a riddle in rhyme. It has something to do with a combination, or at least a map of some kind. Another one, you hear
Yeah, break
them
this
begin
down.
to wriggle around, and they begin to speak the sound, "I just wanted a daughter." Meanwhile, another in the background. You see what I'm going at?
Yes.
There's
This is
12
just
of
kind
them.
of depressing.
And then they all start prostrating. Well, I thought that would tell us more about what's going on, but it didn't really do that. But I'll let you call it, Neb. I know this wasn't what I thought it was. I didn't think they were like... I thought they were calling you specifically, but it turns out you're just the one that hurt them the most. So, I'm still going to leave it up to you. What do you think we should do?
This is like their council, and that's their desires. I would have figured they'd have something like rare or I don't know, criminal in mind. Like, am I wrong in saying this seems like a joke?
Been frank about that since the beginning, as far as the gang is concerned. So other than that, that would be the only one criminal. He would be trying to better get himself in a higher position. The rest of them, All are incessantly selfish. And you also notice the woman in front of you is bowing. She seems as though she is surrendering or presenting you with honors. But either way, you must make a decision for this madness inside of the tower. Or bridge call.
Do we have to decide now? I mean, if you want our group to do it, it's not exactly entirely our decision. Are you expecting just us?
She stands as the rest of them for 18 hours will be doing much of this. She stares around at the room. If you so choose, is this going to last?
Um, it could go on forever, or I could end it now.
Keep it at least until morning. I'd like a break.
You got it.
I actually kind of like her. I kind of want to do
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, once the guy with the jester outfit got down on the ground, I think the opportunity kind of blossomed a bit like a flower. So, you know, just like the old times, which is like 20 minutes ago.
I think you should take the part.
I mean, it was fun regardless.
That's a good suggestion, yes.
No, I mean, yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't think we have a definitive answer, but it seems outcome likely.
What is your name again, miss?
The elders. But what was the rest of her name?
Garbonzonia.
Miss Garbazonia. Well, scurry along to your friends.
Yeah.
If you're still in town tomorrow, I'll come around. And as she says that, she walks forward, right into one of the armored pieces of anointed armor. For a moment, she reaches for it, but then vanishes in black smoke.
As much as I enjoy witnessing this entire organization groveling, I think it's about time to go.
All right. Can we go the easy way this time? Actually, I've been meaning to ask you, Neb. I have this spell that I learned, and I wanna use it, but there's a few issues. The main issue, and normally I would just ask Amberly, but like I feel like she's already kind of got to deal with me a lot and all that. So I was thinking maybe you could help. But the other thing is, it's like
You have this thing off the side of the bridge. You find a small crevice, and it leads you back out into the alleyway. You were able, Corbin, to figure out how to like walk in between the passageways eventually, and got Neb and yourself over to like an actual bridge that you guys could walk back down.
nice.
As you were saying, as you rendezvous back to side booth.
And and contact some kind of being or something wise out there, and then I have a limited amount of questions, if I'm not insane, that I can ask this being. And but I'm also not sure like what being I would contact. I don't know. I just thought, because you are sort of like, you're not extra planar necessarily, are you? Are you actually? I don't know. I don't want to assume.
I mean, truly, I don't know myself. I just kind of woke up here one day and I was on Earth. I don't really think
Well-
about it too much, mostly because anything could happen out in the stars. And I assume I came from there, considering my makeup, but Who knows if it's true?
Neb and Corbin,
Wow.
you still piece yourself together from beyond the grave, the fricasseed carcass of the accomplice from the stairs over to your right, and, well, if Emberly and Thal and Eltro are still up, or Eltor, I mean, are still up, they'd be a one receive a point of inspiration.
So, do we have a story lined out for what we're saying, or we just all?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's fine to just tell them, you know. We can tell them that you really, really wanted to go see this gang, and I was like, okay, I don't mind, you know, coming with you. And the submission, and got us all a fun job to do.
He
You know,
just
if you want to
sighs
explain
and says, "Oh
that
dear."
story.
What's that? Oh, yeah, I hear that. Kind of got a bit of a headache. Did anyone get me a room? Are we all just sharing a room?
So about that, I believe we still need to calm down the innkeeper. She is still in a bit of a panic, and I was hoping that, again,
Well, you were chopping up bodies in her tap room. I'm not surprised she's freaking out. What's going on with her?
I was hoping that people who were better equipped to do so would be able to take a hand in that.
If only we had the Morgrave guidance counselor. What was their name? I forget.
It's the guidance counselor. He chuckles.
Rest and take care of the innkeeper in the morning, or let the dogs lie, and or go see her now. The decision is yours and yours alone. Just remember, a decision must be made about what direction to go in the morning. Do you decide to continue on to Moonwatch, or investigate Bridge City a bit more and wait for the gala in the evening?
I want to help pacify her now.
Yeah.
I think Corbin would want to do that before he goes to sleep.
Her last name, your last name, is in essence as well. I'm going to cast a little enchantment on you, which will allow you to be able to speak better with her.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure I have it memorized. Let me double check. Never mind. I do not have it memorized. I apologize. Apparently, I cannot. So I'm sorry. I do not have it memorized. I do apologize.
It's all right.
If I
it
went
could
back
just be-
to the
Oh, sorry, that got a moment. Sorry, Emberly, what was that?
if I went back to the inn, or then I would have taken the dress off. So I don't think I'm still Corbin.
Okay, cool. So, I was just gonna say, but I guess he wouldn't know, or he's not sure in character, that like trying to calm this lady down with two Corbins would probably not be a good idea. But who knows? Maybe that is comforting.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm planning to be there.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
probably
I
need
think
to be there.
I think Corbin's probably gonna let everybody else lead. Like, probably let Emberly take the lead on this one. You know, I don't know.
I think we should, keep the amount of people we're throwing into her in a minimum.
I will be there.
Don't overwhelm her.
I will be there for moral support, and hopefully I won't have to say anything.
I'll stand back.
Yeah.
She's in her room.
Okay, so I'd go to her door and probably set up the cannon right outside and then knock at the door.
Hell yeah. Comfort cannon.
15.
She approaches the door. You hear the creeping on the floor. Who is it exactly?
It's me, Emberly Ashfall. I've been here for 2 days now.
Oh. She
Okay.
peers out. You see just the side of her eye and the curly red hair. You can't put words together.
Okay, so then I will. I don't know if there's a special way to activate it.
Roll 1d6. Oh, yes, the loud one. She opens up the door better, and you see her full figure. She's wearing a nightgown, and, well, that's about it. There's a candle lit, and you can tell that her pillow is damp. Well, I was just wondering exactly what you were going to do. I mean, I don't mind cleaning up the mess again.
Okay.
Dramatic. No. She stares at you, and who else is next to you? Eltor?
I'm probably a little bit farther back, but there in case Miss Ashfall needs me.
Well, I can clean up the mess in the morning. She begins to shut the door.
See if there's anything that you need.
I'm fine,
How can we help?
as long as you didn't touch the silver. And if you care to clean up your own mess, you're welcome to do so, and you can take it off the bill.
You charge.
Thalancore, when the innkeeper says that she'll worry about it in the morning, will attempt to kind of ascertain if anything is sort of out of the order. He will attempt to insight whatever he can about the innkeeper's expressions.
Okay, excellent. Roll now.
Yeah, I'll provide aid.
Corbin, with your 21 on persuasion. Well, usually, I charge for it. She turns her head in such a way that you can tell she's studying your next thing you say. Meanwhile, Thal, with your insight of 21, she's used to this. Perhaps it's a connection between that she usually has to clean up more than just this. This seems like something is awfully amiss, especially if she was crying into the pillow. This.
Thal will simply just walk up at present. But what do you know about the people who were here this?
She pulls her eyes from Corbin and then back to you. Aye. The madam came quite often, at least once a month. Less, for some reason, in the springs. But, yes, her other friend. He's quite known. Excuse
Quite
me.
known in what?
She begins to shut the door again. The door shuts with an abrupt poop, and you hear it lock. She returns to her bed. You hear the creeping on the floor again, and the of blowing out the light.
Since I had checked the ledgers for the inn previously, would I be able to do something like roll history to know more about this person?
You may. or investigation.
I guess I could do investigation. Like dirty.
With no window, and goes into her bag, pulling out the ledger. She had swiped it earlier, and then brings it over to the party and shows it to everybody. You need to keep this information to yourself.
I'll share.
And as she does, she shows, suddenly she stops, and you get a name. It's not Lancaster. It's not Emerald Claw. Even looks like there's moments where she would just have to charge them maybe 12 gold for the night. There is a 50 gold deposit that's charged to the account. But then the deposits are never paid back out after the person leaves. It almost looks like she's laundering money into a separate account for them and or taking the proceeds. As far as a bank ledger, this doesn't have it. So the account name is Ducky.
Okay. What is going on here?
Given his background as a certified rich person's kid, would he know a thing or two about money laundering and the likes? And can he roll anything to ascertain beyond?
You only find one reading in the papers that says Ducky ever stayed at Side Booth, and it was about, 2 years ago. You notice other names, not very familiar. You do see Zane on about 6 months had to do just after the war finished. You moved to Udain, or Ordain, for just about a month. Your mother said,
Yes.
"We'd have to make some quick hens. You, stay in your room and study and practice. Do you play a musical instrument?"
Do I play a musical instrument? Yes, I.
"I'll be back." And from that moment on, for about 6 days forward, your mother had various people coming in. You believe she was helping fence, maybe getting old accounts and different acquaintances. She only went into her old books with the old peoples and friends she used to meet over the ways. Your mother's never told you exactly. But as far as money laundering, you do have an idea of it, at least in the front of it. And you can tell it's basically done the same way. An account, it looks like in Sharn. But you're not entirely sure, because underneath that, there's a small slip of paper in the back of the book, capital to the north, Undairn's Bank and Trust. But those are the only three you can tell.
Thou will reveal this information to the party.
We heard that name before. And I'm assuming you shared that you saw Zane in there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so he'll say,
"Oh, for me, there's no other. It's just those two knocks, one for Zane and then another for Ducky. The rest of the names, there's really just a plethora of people, but those are the only two that stick out, and it doesn't look like there's any doubles, except for Lancaster, which was about very frequent, about once a month or twice a month, and then there looks like she did a... Well, do you all settle in for your long rest?
Yeah, I think thou will need to sleep on this information.
We did actually find some other information you may be interested in looking at. And Elturen will then pull out the papers that he discovered when he searched the quarters and her corpse. Which I believe is the...
Which is what?
Which is, I believe, the letter that was on Lancaster, and the two letters that were in the trunk.
The mark of a handler. It looks like it's for the gala tomorrow. Then there is also another envelope that's thicker with the 10 marks of the dragon, which seems to be sealed normally. It doesn't have any incantations upon it, but it is unopened. It looks like it is written to Moon.
And Elteren hasn't opened it yet?
Correct.
I was waiting for the rest of the group to show up. I was
Gotcha. And we'll just take it and open it. I think because he's been talking about Moonwatch. He wants to go to Moonwatch, so he sees that, and he sees Zane right after he started talking about Zane. He's gonna pull it open. What's inside?
So how does the inspiration work? Because I've gotten 2 points of inspiration this evening.
I think it will automatically create a character for you. I don't remember if that's exactly how it works, but I think that's how it is. I could be wrong, though.
Okay.
There are directions somewhere in the server, too. I forget exactly where. But you can also do /help, and that'll show you, like, all the commands.
There we go. And is inspiration, I was a little confused with this earlier, is inspiration used to level as well, or?
So, yeah, what I understand is you need your level in inspiration to gain a checkpoint, and then for, I think, half your level in checkpoints, you can level up. I think that's how it works. All I know is
It's working right now.
It looks like I tried the RP chat and it did not work there, but when I put in the chats, it seemed like it helped.
So you have to do / now. That's one thing.
Is it /?
They changed it to /.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense then.
But I still had issue with /, so.
Yeah, I just did the /IP-_add, and that brought up the I think that is correct. So I now have 7 inspiration now. So.
Weird. Yeah, it seems not.
So, the note it says only you can see this is what I see as added onto my inspiration.
Oh, you can actually stack inspiration over your max now. That's nice.
Can you?
Yeah, because I just did. I have 2 in remaining after I converted.
The last 3 that I added didn't change my total, so.
Also, as another out-of-character note, how would you discuss the divvying up of loot / items that have been discovered by the party?
As long as I got them.
Because we have picked up some magic items recently to divvy out. Let's see, Everly's character, I believe, wanted that little magical illusion dress, but we also discovered 3 other magical items: a ring of animal friendship, which had the marks of a house on it, and also or a group or something. And we also discovered a wand that acted as a sickle that could cast Force Blast. And we also discovered a violin, which I was at least hoping to get the violin in the ring. But if anyone really wants it's a ring of animal friendship. It's just that my character does like animals, but I don't have any ability to interact with animals.
I have 2 things. One, I actually have a sickle, so it would be cool if I had a magical sickle. And 2, I think Neb should have the dress.
No.
I think Neb should have it. I think
You just want to see Neb on a dress.
no. I'm just thinking that, maybe you can actually have like a skin, if you wanted.
Because I already have means of animal friendship. I already have a magical sickle. And
What the fuck? Where'd you get a magical sickle?
I bought it.
Oh.
Also, it's a moon sickle for druids, so
Where did you buy it?
With my starting money.
Oh, you
Probably
got one of those,
more of
huh?
a yeah.
You got a starting bonus when you became a professor, and you went and got
I went and
yourself a
splurged
sickle.
a little bit. I mean, yeah.
Most people get a new
I like to reinvest in myself before I invest in my objects. That's pretty helpful to me. Trying to build myself up. I don't really need like a
Also-
house or anything.
Can you cast
Corbin is
Shillelagh on
a-
a sickle?
No.
No, I have a quarterstaff.
I'm just wondering.
Now, a question I did have actually also, I do want to divide up the marks amongst everybody. So we're probably I'm gonna talk to, so once he gets back, we can divide those marks up so everyone has money so they can do things. And
Well, I have to hear you play the violin first to decide, I think, if it's a mistake or not. I don't know if
apparently
I
it
know
plays
yet.
itself.
Oh, well, hopefully it plays itself well.
Unfortunately for me, it's a violin and not a lute, so
Yeah. But it
You
is
see, Eltrin-
lit.
Eltrin loves music, so that's one of
It's
the reasons why
not-
he's like being a plate singer. And if it plays itself,
It's
like,
not-
oh, it's like a music box.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's like a little radio that it's just one instrument all the time. Maybe it can learn a little bit of like percussive sounds, like slapping on itself and stuff, and kind of do like a.
You unfurl the letter.
Tough crowd.
Sometimes they just don't land. You gotta take the punches, man.
Yeah, I'm hanging upside down right now.
You unfurl the letter. Dear Zane, it's so nice to know you're lucky find each other well. And don't forget what I told you about her. All my love, Lancaster.
Oh wait, Ledger still, or whatever it was that. It was Emmy that was going for it, or going through it at first, right? Or was it Thal or somebody else?
No, I had the ledger.
Yeah. Do we still have it, or is it gone?
I have it.
Hold on, let me find it. Hold on. Don't push me.
It really pushes him a little.
Oh, come on. My notes, my handwriting is so god awful.
It's beautiful
There was a
penmanship
name,
within the ledger. You see the different numbers and the different names.
Malo? I believe.
Roll investigation on the ledger.
Ducky. Yeah, Ducky could just be Malo, but also maybe Malo is in the ledger. 35. A gazillion, a bajillion, a million gabillion.
What's the call?
Let it ride. That's 201, right? How do these dice work?
You scan the names, the papers, and you keep going through them, but eventually you find out that there's absolutely no one named Malo on any of it. And then you see the slip of paper again. There's small notches in the same row as the banks. So that's Sharn, Undare, and then the Grey Skulk place. And, well, it looks like more of the money is gone through Sharn than the other two accounts. This must be all connected. That's where she's been sending the money. So there's fewer marks in Undare than there are with Grey Skulk, but there's at least a dozen to Sharn. But no sign of Malo.
Arn? Or no, not Ducky.
The
The inn has been sending money to Sharn. Okay.
The inn, yes.
Weird. Well, I don't know. I'm still confused. Is everybody else as confused as I am, or am I missing something obvious here.
I mean, I'm right here with you. I'm
Okay.
missing a whole lot.
All right.
The laundry
Okay.
of the money, the accounts where they're going. The name is Ducky. That's
Yeah.
appeared more times than not, and Lancaster more times than her. Zane was there 6 months before, which does seem odd, and all the
Yeah.
pieces. But as far as the conclusion,
Gotcha.
you're kind of still in the midst.
Okay. All right. So, but okay. So it's names and locations separately? It's like names of people who have been here and then locations she has sent money to?
Yeah,
That's what the
3
ledger is?
accounts. In the back, on the back of the ledger, there's a small slip of paper. When you lift it up, there's 3 names. And then above on the piece of paper, there's notches. So it's safe to surmise that either the notches are Sharn, Undare, and Greyskulk, which is the order of the accounts, or it's vice versa, which means she's been sending a bunch of money to Greyskulk. But that's the twist, is either it's Sharn or Greyskulk.
Okay.
And so it's, do you want to follow the money, or are you going to follow the clues to Moonwatch, or stay for the gala tomorrow? So that's where you're opening up into decisions for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's also, isn't there supposed to, there's a ball in Sharn in what, 4 days, 5 days from now? And then we have a gala tomorrow. Are we celebrities now? This is pretty cool.
Busy life for an academic.
We're like, yeah.
What's the gala for?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Neb?
The handlers? I'm gonna be honest, I actually didn't pay that much attention.
Well, they
Like, I
were
was
being
kind of more-
confusing. Yeah. But so here's the thing. We met with the gang that was attacking us before because they were saying something weird to us. Long story short, they want us to go to this gala tomorrow. And you know, Neb, now that I'm saying this out loud, I don't know. I don't I mean, the lady was really cool. All the other ones were kind of goobers to
One yelled about how
Yeah,
they
I'm
wanted
not-
a cow. Like,
yeah, I'm not really doing a good job of explaining.
Reconvene and make decisions.
I like
maybe
that idea.
we do just sleep on it. Because those
Yeah.
people are weird.
Yeah. Maybe something will happen in the morning that will make our decision easier.
Maybe.
Invisible servant and try to clean up what mess we have available and make sure that is also that the Lancaster become permanently inert.
It does.
All right. So a question for everyone here. And show them as the pieces try to come together.
Oh,
Now,
That's kind of like what you do, Neb.
I can permanently put an end to this. Do we want me to?
Well, with the first bad guy,
You think that keeping that insert interesting phrase here will do us any favors?
well,
Yeah, so
the
really it wasn't
the first professor that went bad that we had to take out, we actually brought him back from the dead and questioned him after we killed him, and then we killed him again. So maybe we could do that. You know, what if
Do
we
you
let
think?
Lancaster constitute herself? We interrogate her.
What's that, thou?
Uh, because like from when they fought her, he was like insulting his mom and stuff, and he really didn't like that. So and from what he's learned over the years, he's really learned to despise this person for some reason. So he is not very keen on reviving her for whatever reason.
And just to clarify, it was Lancaster who killed Mahone, and then you all revivified him and resurrected him, and then you killed him again, and he turned into a gas puddle and went outside the window. By Cliff
Okay.
can tell, but out of the suspects, she's the only one, unless you think it's Bernstein or gosh,
Quinn?
Quinn, yeah, who's still missing.
Quinn or
Quinn is still missing.
Solheim? Yeah.
But yeah, so lots of different trails to lead, and
I do want to make sure that the remains were contained until we come into a consensus as a group as to what we wanted to do with them.
You know, it makes a lot more sense now, Elta, and I'm sorry for judging you earlier when you were talking about having all of her bodies quartered and stored away, and I was kind of worried. But it's good to know it was like not only a good thing, but like a smart thing. I just got to come forward.
Oh, trust me, I'm usually not in the position to chop up body parts and keep them separate, especially without formaldehyde. It basically makes quite a mess.
Okay, I like the first part of that statement.
Comment.
Yes. First part of that was definitely comforting, but I don't know. Go ahead.
It's like you said, oh, I don't commonly do this, but when I do, I feel like I wouldn't like you as an enemy.
With that, you all settle in for a long rest and awaken to the birds chirping and seagulls.
Did we want to, as a group, what did we want to do with the Lancaster remains? Do we wish me to make them permanently inert, or do you want to keep them separate?
We should just all take one like a Horcrux.
I am not sure how much she would require to permanently reconstitute herself.
Huh?
Question: how many jars do I ever separate in right now?
Good question. Roll 1d100.
The exact amount of party members. Oh shit, dude! What?
Oh my
You
God.
just got 99 jars, 99 bottles of Lancaster on the wall.
99 problems with Lancaster.
I roll 100.
Take one down, pass it around.
99 of them. Only 18.
Take one down, pass it. Don't let her body reconstitute itself.
What a great song.
A classic. Was that Moni Mitchell?
Lancaster will be forever etched in more as a nursery rhyme.
Kids artist Gaffy that would always sing those songs.
But I will also cast Invisible Servant, and I will make sure I try to clean up as much of the mess as possible, directing my Invisible Servant to get as much of the mess cleaned up as possible.
What would happen if we put a little bit of Lancaster in the jar of sand and skin that I have?
The what?
I'm sure it's nothing good.
Why would you?
But it'd be funny.
I mean,
see, I thought you were going to say, what if we took 2 pieces of Lancaster and put something in between it so that it would have to, like
the front legs
like
over into the back arms.
Just like some sort of monorail.
Like we get like a cold.
I use them as locating devices for each other.
I can cast a freezing spear that will
Why would
probably
we do that?
drop her critical temperature to somewhere in the absolute 0 range. So
Do
that
it.
might be the trick. If you
Okay.
would like me to put her body parts in permanent cryosis, I can do that. That's
Wouldn't
probably
that fall out over time?
I don't think I want to say that I want that.
Here comes the
State for.
until we can dispose of her properly.
He's saying that he can dispose of her properly and make her a better.
I mean, I think that sounds as good of idea as any.
But if Altor, you have a more permanent solution, then that is fine by me.
Let me take a look, see what I can do.
Corbin, I bet you've always
Uh.
wanted to lick this.
Whoever said that? You,
What in the
you were.
fucking-
Would you
You
like
were
me to
meant to
take
hear those-
screenshots?
Screenshots? What are you talking about?
What's a
Listen,
screen? Why are you shooting it?
You should
Again,
not have listened
Al
to those
simply raises an
conversations.
eyebrow.
Unfortunately, all I can do is permanently dispose of the remains. I don't have anything else, I think. Well, fire actually does deanimate it. So I did find that out. However, I can also disintegrate it as well. I can probably gather it together and then I can disintegrate it before it reaches a critical mass.
I suppose the disintegrate is. Perhaps we can disintegrate her brain that way. Even if
You know, it feels like this entire conversation has just been red flag after red flag after red
Yeah.
flag.
We just got these
My
two new
jar
dudes
of
at our
skin
party.
and sand.
What the fuck?
The
What is
decisions are
going
yours
on?
and yours alone. How are you taking care of the dismembered parts of Lancaster?
I'm just gonna take a piece. If it's in a jar, I'm gonna take a piece or my fair share of
I,
pieces.
I will suggest if you do permanently dismember anything, make sure it's her brain,
I thought she was already dismembered.
or permanently deatomize anything, that it should be her brain.
So she was exploded, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Out of like
My brain has been deatomized.
No shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Just
of
give me
story
a
points
piece
to
and
unravel
don't
all at
deatomize it.
once. Like,
I just want to take a piece of Lancaster and just go to bed. That's what I want to do. I'm just gonna take it. Oh, sorry. What were you saying about demons?
No, you want to just take a piece and go to bed?
Yeah. I just don't want to have this discussion anymore, and I'm taking it and leaving the conversation, holding it until tomorrow.
roll 1d20.
I'm making a decision. Oh boy.
Gotta decide which piece you have.
Give me a tip.
Pelvic side. It's a bit fleshy, but that's about it. When you try to look at the fleshy part, it's all grayed out like old, well, spider webs, but it's flesh, just decayed quite a bit.
What were you talking about with the demon thing? What was that? What are you referring to?
Well, she's kind of a demon, and you've always wanted to lick one.
Oh, you think Lancaster's a demon? Lancaster is not a
Demonic.
demon.
You know, I was supposed to say, I
Did
feel
you
like
not-
you know, wasn't your mother a
What?
tiefling, which is like kind of pretty close?
No, she wasn't a tiefling,
Oh, really?
but she might have been closer to a demon, to be honest.
Corbin, are
What
you
was I
going
gonna
to
say?
bed?
Oh, no.
You're like marching up the stairs
Yes, I wanted to go to
with the
bed.
pelvic piece.
I wanted to go to bed. Yes.
Emberly's catcalling you
jar.
from downstairs.
IB. If you want to take a piece of Lancaster's pelvis to bed, that's up to you.
I've already done it. You can't stop me. Good night, everyone. And he stomps up the stairs.
Dal will be like internally cackling his head off at this entire conversation. about the fact that one of Corbin's life goals is to lick a demon, allegedly.
There's and go to sleep.
Do you wish to take a piece of Lancaster with you as well?
Why? Why would I? They're in jars, aren't they? They're already
This-
separated.
This is great hotel service. Even a mint on a pillow.
Put it under your pillow, you get a quarter. It's like the tooth fairy.
Yeah,
Yeah, the question still stands. Are you
gold for-
taking the piece of Lancaster
No.
with you to bed?
No, I'm taking no piece. That's their problem.
Oh boy.
They can deal with the other 17 pieces.
So what you're saying is you're not about that life.
That's 2 down to bed as you
No.
all discuss down the hallway to your bedrooms. Are you going up into your bedrooms? We'll just say you all have a bedroom. There's just no window. All the rooms are exactly the same, except there's a carpet that's a little bit different or a little bit less dirty.
He will take a piece of Lancaster to use as daily motivation every time he wakes up in the morning.
I think Emberly will take one and put it in her bag of holding, just to put it in an extra dimensional space.
To preserve it. Both of you roll
Maybe it will
1d20.
be harder.
1d20?
Yes.
11. She won't be needing this any longer.
This one any longer either.
That was a good one.
I've been watching a lot of Alf. I love the laugh tracks. Alright, Eltor. Everyone seems to have gone to bed and you're surrounded by the remains of Lancaster. A jar seems to wiggle at you.
Second.
You're not sure if it's Morse code
Don't
or...
let it point at you.
Right. You're not sure if it's Morse code or thieves' cants. Could be goblin.
Well, I guess we're going to basically take the other pieces of Lancaster back to my room, all 17 pieces, because I would prefer not to freak out our the innkeeper in the morning. I will use again. I will make sure the mess is as cleaned up as much as possible, because I have no desire to have Lancaster reconstitute whatever parts of herself and then attack me in the morning.
The floor, because there is no window in this room. With your insight of a D20, what's your call? High or low?
Low.
You know the rib bone's connected to the backbone, and the backbone's connected to the pelvic bone. And you notice that when they seem to touch each other, they seem to want to connect. So, high or low?
Low.
I can't remember if you got the last one right or not, so we're giving it to you anyways. And with that being said, you have secured the room, and your unseen servant has cleaned just about everything in the downstairs, except they have not touched the silverware. And with that, you all settle in for a long rest. You awake outside, against the far side of the inn, as that's where the windows are. And you all trickle downstairs to a breakfast. The innkeeper has, well, cooked up some ham, as well as made biscuits. Ooh, and white gravy. Eat up, and get out. I don't know who you are, or who you're connected to, but as far as I'm concerned, you can all eat and ship out with the sea. Oh, don't forget to take the jellyfish with you. And with that, she throws a piece of streamer across the way. Well, happy festive day.
The room with us.
She has left.
I will whisper in a low voice to everyone else. Do we want to discuss the embezzling or the laundering that?
I think
Yeah.
I think we don't tell her about it for now. I think we should
Also, Miss Ashfall, did you go through the rest of the room to see if there's anything else among her belongings you wanted to take with you?
Can I post?
There's no other objects that you can find. The violin case was taken by Eltor earlier, and as far as the laces that are done on the right, they all seem like blouses and shorts or skirts.
Clothes besides the magic dress. Oh, can I check if any of them are magic? Do I have detect
Emberly,
magic?
roll Arcana or Investigation.
As a note, I did cast Detect
Arcana anyways. 13.
Unlucky for some, but not for you. Just as you leave, you notice something strange in the skirts, or squarts, or scarts. Well, it's that same kind of ridiculous fabric those people with the hats were wearing when they bombarded Morgrave University, or Morgrave if you're from Carnathian. But in regards to a connected dot, she could be Undar this entire time. Maybe one of the wizards that helped let them in.
Can you
Now,
say that one
also-
more time?
What's that?
Sorry, you first.
Emberly? Wizards were wearing? More specifically, the ones that you had had an encounter with in Morgrave on the first episode when they blew up part of the foundation basement.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that the fabric seems to be the same as the hats that they were wearing. So you think that maybe she might be connected to Undar, which is that place of mages. It's a school. It's basically like Harry Potter vibes.
Okay. Good to know.
Did anybody want that wand that would cast the Force Blast or whatever it was? That also served as a sickle?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
Or is that something that we have
send
had on
it over to their notebook. But as far as writing, I don't write anything on people's character sheets unless like I specify. But I do appreciate if you write things on your character sheet. That would be fabulous. But yeah, I'll message it over to whoever claims it. Corbin, are you taking the sickle wand?
Yeah. Also, I think there might be an issue with the inspiration tracker for me. I forgot to mention that before. We could talk about it later, but my total is not changing.
Oh, it could be maxed out. I know Marin was talking about changing that, but we'll discuss that on the break for sure. Just remind me, like I'll grab a drink and then come right back. Because I'm
Okay.
basically done for the evening. All of my stuff I have to do while I'm gaming with you guys is completed. So
Cool.
all right, now that being said, did anyone else want to do anything before you leave booths or side booth, or did you want to talk to the innkeeper about things as Eltor had brought up, or ready to set out in one of three directions, either to follow the money, go to Moonwatch, or stick around Bridge City until the evening for some ball that the handlers are throwing?
I saw that. I saw in the Discord chat that I was left a note, but I don't know if Corbin saw it, so I don't want to assume that he did. But if that's, I just want to make.
I'm sorry, can we repeat that one more time?
Did Corbin see anything in his room?
In your
Yeah,
room?
well, I
Yes, you did. I apologize. That RP chat moment, I just assumed you marked it back and forth, and I was like, okay, they got the letter. So I just put that into like that bank. I apologize. I'll pull it back. Yes, you see a letter.
No problem.
It's engraved to you, and it looks like possibly your daughter's handwriting.
Okay, so I think, you know, in the morning, as a wizard does, he'd probably take his time with his spell book, getting himself ready for the day, and then probably notice that he like stepped over that on his way in last night, and also read that. But other than that, he would join the group and be ready to make a decision.
All right. Well, what does the party decide to do?
Good morning, gang. How's everybody
So
feeling?
the
Yes.
okay, that's 10,000. Um, is that 10,000 platinum pieces with how the notes are set up? So we could all get 2,000 apiece.
Yes.
Well, Jerry would need some too, maybe, right?
That's however you guys, because I know I'm not sure how you want to divide things up when someone is not here. So I just, if you guys want to divide that 6 ways, it's however the group wants to do it.
Well, you're the party. I would say you all have to make the decision. So there's a decision that has to be made. Either divide it up evenly now and everyone gets 2 grand, and then, or divide it with the 6 and just keep the other side to the boot.
Let's divide it into 5, but we'll give Jerry my 5.
With the jellyfish still, you see him dancing and frolicking as the wave of luminescent jellyfish hasn't stopped all day, even in the morning time, it would seem. Hey, you guys, you hear in the background.
He yeah. Um I'm going to be honest with everybody. I still think that we should go straight to Moonwatch, but I know that kind of makes me a party pooper, and I'm okay with going to the gala tonight instead. But
Would
my
it
vote
be do
is
we
on
all need
Moonwatch.
to be present at the gala? Because only you and Neb met them, right?
True. Yeah. Yeah. Again, not trying to force it on anybody. um, but I know some of us here like a gala, and he kind of like looks over at Emmy.
I mean, I suppose there will be dancing and some wonderful music, so I would like to attend the gala if possible. We do have an invitation to go, and apparently something was going to be happening at why we were going there.
So Zane was meant to go to Moonwatch before he went missing, and then we also found out that he was meeting someone in Moonwatch, and now we know that it seems Lancaster is at least heading in the direction of Moonwatch. So it seems like maybe, you know, the connection to whatever the hell is going on with all of these professors and Zane might sort of come together there. Maybe here is the first step of it, though. I don't know.
Lancaster actually did have a invitation to the gala.
It was kind of more like, you should go to this thing, you know, which always kind of feels weird when someone's like, you should go to a party, but like you're not actually invited.
Oh, but we do have an invitation.
Yeah.
At least now,
for us.
not for us. Well, it is for Lancaster, correct?
Yes. Should are you suggesting I flash her pelvic bone and we get in that way? Like, hey, I have an invitation for this pelvic bone that I'm carrying. Do you think that?
Did we not? We also got a what's it called? A dress of disguise. And it's not to
That's a
say
good
we
point.
cannot be Lancaster's entourage.
That is a really good point. You know, I don't know why I didn't think of that, to be honest. And he, we are all talking.
Roll
It's my
persuasion.
self-insert. Persuasion's not that bad. I got a 9. Okay. Spoke too soon.
She stares at you for a moment. Fine. I'll get the kettle on. But then you leave. And then she walks into one of the back kitchens and begins to kettle a brew for you.
Thank you, miss. Yeah, we'll be out of your hair soon. Don't worry, and we'll leave a hefty tip.
Oh, don't bother.
Oh boy, she's one of those.
Totally.
He's just gonna sit at the bar and wait for for his coffee.
Anyone else want to do anything before you set out for the day?
That would require some things of value. Unfortunately, I'm running a little. Yes, unfortunately, most of my stuff is I usually stuff provided by the university, so I do need to restock before we do anything.
Thal will take this opportunity to cast Mage Armor on himself. Because you never know what will happen in 8 hours.
You never know.
So true, bestie.
Anyone else for anything? Sounds like a market time, as well as deciding so you guys are staying for the evening, correct? Like for the gala and the night.
Seems
Yeah, I
that
think
way. Yeah.
Go to
We
the
should
gala.
we should take our 10,000.
He's gonna roll his eyes at the thought of wearing fancy clothes because that's all he's grown up in. But Loki kind of likes wearing a suit as much as he would hate to admit it himself.
I bet you look great in a suit.
He gives Emberly a soft.
A shave and a haircut.
2 bits.
You platinum.
Doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
You get your coffee, and as you all step out into the avenue or alleyway, you set forth to the upper deck of Dagger's End. And you can see as you walk around the districts, well, it looks like most of the parade is gathering. And it, well, seems like the floats are dismantling. But you find a few marketplaces. Please place your characters anywhere you like. And we'll just say there's a market there. Nothing on the map is very specifically described. So if you want to sit by the domes over to the side, or there's a little balcony thing on the right.
Thal will go where the tailor is, I guess. Or I guess it's like over here somewhere.
Corbin's
I'm
gonna
riding
follow
a horse.
I'm in the carriage.
Now, wait a second.
Oh wait, that was
now,
Neb. Shit. Neb's in the water. Sorry, I can't read. Corbin's under the carriage, being trampled.
Falling down.
Eltor, just marked your character, and Thal, I'm looking for you, but I think we're gonna have to add you.
I'm in. I'm in.
That was
Oh,
in.
okay. Oh, there you are. Thank you.
Thal. I'm following Thal. I know this rich boy knows where to get the good stuff. He's gonna take me straight to the Louis store.
Eltor, where are you wandering off to?
Right now, I'm looking for a couple things here. Things I need to cast some of my spells. For example, I need, I'm not. Let's see, like for example, let's see if they have what I'm looking for. Give me 1 second.
Under you, you can
So
feel
the first thing I'm looking
Under
for.
you, can feel one moment. Under you can feel the rush of is alive as you hear the horses and the carriages reel on by. Back to you, El Toro.
But yes, the things I need to pick up is Ultra needs to pick up some materials so he can summon his familiar. He needs to pick up a pearl so he can cast Identify on magical items. And of course, he's going to pick up a statue dragonette so he could cast one of his spells. And let me just go to my spell book real quick. And so the spell books, let's see here, familiar. I need to find Burning Incense, about 20 GP worth. 2 separate versions because I need to be able, hopefully you'll cast Find Familiar twice.
So this is what I'd like to do with the components. You're welcome to purchase them out of hand, and you'll have to go into the PHB Player's Handbook and pull the pricing, or, which is the one I suggest, but you can do it however you like. You take a piece of your gold, and you say, I'm putting away 500 gold pieces, and this is for my components. So anytime you're casting a spell, it should give you a total of GP or some sort of number, and you can just subtract that from your 500 gold pieces. And then when you reach 0 or low amount, you go back to the shop again, and you put in your little, what we're going to call it, Shar card, and then you get another round of a limit, per se, you can spend on your components. Does that work? Or do you want to buy them outright? It's up to you, babes.
I would prefer to buy some of them outright, actually.
So
let's take a look here.
Yeah, wander into the DMG, or I think it's going to be DMG. I keep wanting to say that. Dungeon Master's Guide or the PHB, and then you can buy them that way. And if you need, and then that way I can go back and research it, and I can give you a total later. Yeah, that might work.
I know pretty much what it is. One thing is going to be a 1500 GP statue. One's going to be like this. Most of it is not. Most of it is reusable. The only thing that's not reusable is the incense, which is why I have to pick up 20 GP of incense.
Okay. And you're going to pick up 20, or you're going to go 40? That way you can cast it more than just once or twice. It's twice for the 20 gold.
It's 10 GP per casting. So, and it's from Find Familiar, and hopefully I don't lose the familiar that often, but I think I'll pick it up 3 times in retrospect. So I was going to buy the contingency thing, which is a 1500 GP material focus. I just want to make sure it's not consumed, because that's why I do a double check. Yes, I was going to buy the 1500 GP focus for the contingency. I'm going to buy a 100 GP pearl. I'm going to buy the stuff to make the to cast familiar. That one is consumable. And unfortunately, I don't have enough to buy the 500 GP for the dragon statue, but I think I can hold off on that until later, probably.
Okay, sounds good. Everyone roll Gambit. Corbin, with a history of 28, you can tell that thou is leading you in the correct direction. You see gallant tailors laying out well, yes, a shave and a haircut shop over on the corner. They have one of those twirly things that roll around on the end or bend of the street. And you notice the horses are picked up after in this side of town. Well, it looks like you've wandered all the way up to the mage's quarters. And as you walk around, you can tell that there is a haberdashery nearby with some sort of ever-changing gown. All rendezvous underneath it and see what looks like a small street vendor. They are selling, well, looks like hot dogs, but they're gourmet style. They have various decorative toppings as well as sauces. Meanwhile, Ashfall, Emberly, you find yourself upon a horse. Did you pay for that horse?
No.
Good answer. And you find yourself having to roll a stealth check with your Arcana for just a moment as you try to get Mr. Giggles up without making a neigh noise as you grab onto his mane. You hoist him up with 2 arms rattling around his belly and put him onto the horse in front of you. No one seems the wiser. And the carriage master, well, he rides along forward. You find yourself, well, getting away from Neb and Thal, going in the opposite direction, from where they seem to have wandered off into not the algae district, so there's not vines hanging, but it does look decorative. Everyone, roll perception. Corbin, Thal. You notice no one following you, thankfully, as you peer around and go into one of the small shops that Thal has picked out for you. Aesthetic of like wallpaper with swirls.
Yeah, I'd say it's more like wallpaper with swirls. It's more
It's
like
Hot
there's
Topic.
chandeliers. It's well lit. Like everyone's in matching. All the employees are in matching suits with gloves on, and there's a bunch of suits and like dresses everywhere. And there's like some like mannequins strewn about with some of the outfits on them. It's very top end of the line.
Is there anything with elbow patches?
I'm sure they can make that for you.
Hope I didn't get lost.
Well, you kind of blend in with the mannequins a little bit.
I am far more interesting than mannequins.
Yes, of course, but you know, featureless, wearing a suit, you know.
The man behind the
That's
front
the
desk
one.
stares up at you. He has a long face and a muffled chin. Oh, welcome to... What's the name of this place? Neb?
The Gilded Curtain.
Oh, Thou, in for the win. Welcome to the Gilded Curtain. Various dressing areas. She's gilded from head to toe in some sort of orange frock and a hat that spirals around her head with a veil. She looks up from you to you, reading her daily mail, and then back to her letter.
Thal will simply introduce like his friends and say hello. We are looking for outfits in preparation for a certain gala we have to attend later in the day. So show us what you got.
Oh, yes, quite right. This way. He escorts you back and pulls a drape. Inside is a room with various mirrors all around, and there's a stage area in the middle. Stand there for me. I have to take some measurements. He pulls out some tailor's tape and begins. Well, who's up first?
Thal will go first.
You step up on the wood, expecting it to creak like some sort of cheap, but it doesn't. And you see the lighting all around is delicately done to give you the best lighting no matter where you look. It's almost like they enchanted the glass to look like moonlight on one side and then daylight the other. He begins to take your measurements. Oh, thank you. Who's next?
Go on, Neb. let him measure that stuff.
Every time you talk, you just sound weird. Anyways, yeah, I suppose I'll go.
Have you been talking to Amberly?
Perhaps.
Our nightly dancing lessons.
Prancing.
Corbin just
okay,
like
prancing.
while this is happening, Corbin wanders over to that lady reading the Daily Mail, and he's like, "You read that rag?"
It's a letter from my mummy, she says. You notice it's
Okay,
an
he just walks
envelope.
away. Oh. Oh, shit. I see it's an envelope, and she says it's a letter from her mummy, and I think he gets embarrassed and walks away.
Huh. And she continues reading. Meanwhile, Eltor, you hear the whipping of an airship go by your head as it docks over to your north. You walk up to a small shop made of arcane trinkets and baubles. You see as though the same locks that Emberly was able to dash away are available here, as there is a small dock leading down to the bay nearby. You get the brisk air and the smell of jellyfish rolling by. Beautiful sight, you hear someone scream, and another one agree. Meanwhile, behind the small canopy is a desk, and sitting there is a woman. She's clad in green and black, and she stares up at you, filing her nails. Oh, welcome.
Hello there. I need to pick up some spell casting items, and
Of
also to
course.
see what other type of
course.
other items you might have in stock.
I just got some
Because
fabulous drac nails in. You can use them to scratch whatever markings you like on stone. Surprisingly, only 5 gold. But she takes your list of items. I can cut you a deal. Take 25% off of that.
Also, double checking. Was it 2,000 worth of platinum or 2,000 worth of gold per person?
Gold.
Okay, good. All right, good. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was platinum for some reason.
Eltor, you notice no one following you. Anything else as you leave to rendezvous with the rest of the group?
Nope. Nope. Eltarin will just basically, once he basically picks up the items he needs, he's actually already wears fine clothing. So basically, because that's what his normal outfit is actually made up of fine clothing. Because he's not a duelist, but again, he does, he is technically he does participate in duels and other things. So yes, and then once he's done with that, he will then basically meet up with the group at that point.
Emberly, you take the trolloping horse,
and you notice that
the gentleman driving.
gentleman.
Getting a lot of echo. You got that okay? Oh, Eltor, I believe you're still open mic. But I think we're okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Emberly, you get the trolloping horse, and above you is the driver. In such a way you positioned yourself that he has no idea that you're there. NP Eltor. And you take your feet and brace them against the side of the saddle, leaning back, holding on to Mr. Giggles. He tries to take on to the back of the horse and, well, balance himself. Roll athletics for Mr. Giggles. And if you're not sure, you can roll a d20 and we'll figure out the number. Miraculously, he succeeds and steadies his ankles as well as his legs, and then sits abruptly on the back of the horse. Do you continue the course of the driver, or do you get off as you see Neb and Thal wander off with Corbin into a tailor shop?
I'll wander off and go there. Well, that was fun.
Emberly, as you walk down the alleyway, you see the 3 of them, go inside of the shop, and then you feel a cold breeze behind you. Roll a wisdom save.
This one. 22.
Roll a perception check immediately with advantage. You stare around, you see nothing. It's the same as the night before. Lancaster's knee seems to be moving inside of your bag of holding in such a way you can actually feel it dashing against your side. With your 25 on perception, you also notice, well, the clicking of the heels go over to the side, and then they stumble again at the side of the street. By now you're alone in the alleyway besides a couple onlookers who stare at you for a moment, and then they go back to reading the Daily Gazette. "Well, yeah, see that? That was the best float of the night." And he begins to walk forward with his top hat and his wife. Emberly, what do you do as you stand in the alleyway? Someone has stumbled over to the side. Do you continue on into the tailor room?
I'm a little confused what just happened.
Someone invisible, with greater invisibility, tried to cast a spell upon you. You're not sure exactly which one. You saw the waving of the hand, some mystical energy in front of you. You're welcome to roll an Arcana check, or
I'm gonna
something.
cast See Invisibility. So for 1 hour, I can see creatures and objects that have invisible condition as if they were visible.
You see a small man. He's a dwarf. He's hunched over in some sort of dark suit. It looks dirty. He has a peg leg. And he looks haphazard, almost not anemic, but unhealthy. He sees you casting, and then gasps, and steadies himself, and then begins to walk down the stairway, walk up the stairway, to one of the higher towers nearby.
I guess I'll follow him. Excuse me, sir.
Roll athletics as he tries to pick up pace.
13.
You're able to keep up to his side, but then, in a flash, he seems to be walking faster than you. You notice it's his boot. It's making him walk a bit faster.
Oh, I do have my wheel boots. I guess I will. Do I have? I'll cast Kinetic Jaunt, which increases my walking speed by 10 feet, and I don't provoke opportunity attacks. And I can move through the space of another creature, and it doesn't count as difficult terrain.
You walk to the side of him, and you're right with him. Eyesight to. You can't see me. I'm going this way. And suddenly he stops off the stairs and then jumps. Do you follow?
Yeah.
He takes Featherfall back down to the upper deck. What's that?
I just want to ask you where you got that peg leg.
Ugh, he says, as you see him cast Featherfall and land on the ground. He walks briskly into the crowd. Do you try to follow?
Yes.
Meanwhile, back at the tailor shop, he brings out a collection of fine fabrics. One of them is silver, and it seems to gleam like a twinkle. It's light, but not too overall gauve or gaudy. Meanwhile, he has a purple fabric that's, well, shinier than you could imagine. Molasses. It's glimmering and gleaming. It distracts the entire time you stare at it. He has a fine wool black, as well as a satin, and then there's an ivory and, well, a fuchsia. The fuchsia doesn't seem to be enchanted, though it does have something woven in like gold threads. Which do you choose?
Uh, Unfortunately, can he roll Arcana to determine the magical properties of any of the fabrics he's looking at?
Roll Arcana. Eltor, roll Survival or Perception. Emberly, are you being stealthy in any way, or trying not to cause a scene as you're probably going to be jumping off the stairwell and following him, or are you running down the stairs?
I if I have to like fall any distance, I would fly down.
Eltor, you do hear the neighing of Mr. Giggles. And you look over to the north, and you see Emberly, well, flying down into the crowd. You're not sure what she's doing or who she's following, as the person is invisible, but you do notice her. However, you do spy a few good tailor shops down towards the west. Do you continue in that direction?
I will follow Miss Ashfall. It looks like she's something she's interested in, and I do want to make sure that I know she's being targeted by things earlier, so I want to make sure she's safe.
Gentlemen,
Did
back
that
at
come
the
across?
What's that?
What's that? I'm sorry. Were you able to hear me?
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
And gentlemen, back at the tailor shop. Open mic is still on, Eltor.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I do apologize.
No problem.
It's sticky keys. I can hear it.
Yeah, right. One of my keys started
I
sticking.
think you have to turn that off.
I usually put the push to talk on my
Me
mouse.
when I use shift for push to talk.
Yeah, what's that?
Yes.
Is it me when I use shift for push to talk?
Emberly, Mr. Giggles, and Eltor, you all meet up in the crowded avenue. And Emberly, you're the only one to see the invisible figure trying to scatter his way through the crowd. Meanwhile, at the tailor shop, I'll be back around to figure out which fabric you're choosing. But with your Arcana of 18 Thal, you're able to determine that the purple one seems to have some sort of glimmer or glamour that would provide you at least a +2 to your AC if you were to wear it, as it distracts your opponent. The silvery one is enchanted also, with a +1 to Charisma.
The purple one is the AC one, and the silver one is the one with the charisma boost. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is correct.
Thal, while he would personally prefer the silver as it's a bit more like muted, his mother would not approve of that and would probably want him to wear the loudest thing possible, so he will go with the extremely distracting bright purple.
Corbin, Neb?
Nice choice. I mean, I think that the silver looks better on you, Tal, but that might just be my bias. Do you have anything in Houndstooth, Mr. Seamstress, sir?
Houndstooth. Yes, let me check. Roll persuasion.
Something
Can
with
I
a
give
lot of
him help
pockets in it.
action to give him an advantage?
Yeah, look at my fancy friend while I ask you this question.
He leaves, and you hear a collection of boxes hitting the ground. Wolfing. And Neb?
No, houndstooth.
Houndstooth. Yes, houndstooth. Neb, are you choosing
Okay.
a delicately different fabric or one of the ones he's provided as samples?
Was it black and silver that, or other than the purple?
Fuchsia, ivory, and 2 forms of black. The fuchsia has little sparkles of gold.
I don't know. Carl, what do you think would look good on me? You think a black? Do you think a silver?
Well, I think the silver, it looks like something made in Sire. So I would say that.
I low-key
Um,
think you'd look good in the black, you know? Makes you look
I
like
was
you're
kind of thinking
from
black too.
space and all that.
Yeah, but what if I lose you in the night? You know?
Why are you? I mean, that's not really a worry in a gala. You know,
Sure
like
it is.
That Val chuckles at the bromance, and he just doesn't say anything.
like, and also, why does it matter? Like, I still glow. Like, my head is going to be exposed. It's not exactly difficult to see this.
Okay, that's a good point. But look, it comes with a matching hat, so I think maybe, you leave that part out just for safety.
What? Are you that afraid that you're going to like? You can't lose me in the crowd. You can tell who I am from back front, no matter what. Like, if you can see a little bit of me, it's pretty distinct. I feel.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, well, I still think the silver's better, but if you prefer the black, then I support that decision too. I'm more of a patterns guy than like a, solid color guy, I guess. So hopefully that guy has something in houndstooth and something with elbow patches and lots of internal pockets too.
It sounds like you just want to wear what you are already wearing.
Well, sort of, but with like an extra, level of effort, I guess.
I mean, if he has it, he has it then.
Emberly, Mr.
Have you ever
Giggles.
been to a
Oh.
barber?
Shoot.
Sorry. Just asking Nebus if he's ever been to a barber. That's all.
Eltor, Mr. Giggles.
I'm going
and
to ignore
Emberly,
that question.
You arrive back at the avenue or avenue, and you, Emberly, see the gentleman who tried to, whisk you away somewhere, as well as last night when he was in front of Thal. The stumbling, the same greater invisibility spell. It's the same man from the night before. What do you all decide to do as you meet on the avenue?
I'm gonna go on the Sending Stone and tell Corbin and Neb. Just a quick, the invisible guy tried to do something to me and I'm following him.
Paul immediately exclaims TF
What?
and
PTYL.
Corbin sends a frowny face emoji.
So, considering that I do not know that Miss Ashfall is following a somebody, does she look like she might be like hurrying with someone? Like, would there be a reasonable usage for me to cast Mage Armor as I try to hurry up to catch up to her?
Oh, sorry, I just got.
Well, you might have just heard me say that into the Sending Stone.
Yeah, I think we all have sending stones now. I think we
It's a
we
Morgrave
made that a
staple
thing
at
at
this
some
point.
point, if I remember. Yeah.
And Mage Armor as well?
Yes. I'll be right back. I have to get a cat toy or I'm gonna get mangled. Just a moment.
Relatable, am I right? Everybody?
No.
Okay.
My cat loves me, actually.
I don't have a cat.
what's a pet?
Oh,
I have
My
3 dogs and 2
dog
cats in my
loves-
house.
I wasn't talking about pets.
I just
Okay,
came back.
okay, buddy. Okay.
I'm guessing we were talking about Mr. Giggles. But, so I'm playing right now
That's what I call him.
with his Easter toy. Yay!
I
I'm
would
gonna
like-
get him. Just like, dude, I just want to talk. Get your butt back here.
Roll intimidation or persuasion. Eltor, you see him dashing in between the people. He's glowing, well, a specific color inspiration, Emberly.
Okay, I'll use that to re-roll. Where did this go? Okay, that's okay.
He stumbles again, and you're all able to catch up. He looks back, and then stands up. Ugh. He snaps his finger, and suddenly he is no longer... sorry, there's something going on outside. There's so many distractions today. Let me go see what's going on. I'll be right back. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll come back at 55 after.
I'm gonna go see if I can go pee outside.
Okay.
Same.
We're gonna
I
dap
mean,
each
like,
other
like
out
daughter,
on
I
the way out.
guess.
Also, I didn't like verbalize this earlier, but I imagined Isaac Newton in my pocket when I was upside down, falling out and landing in the water below.
Like, no, why would you say that? Why would you manifest that?
Well, I feel like it probably happened and Corbin just hasn't realized. Like Corbin just forgot about him and then he just fell, and like Corbin's gonna remember that he's there and be like, "Hey, buddy," and then he's gonna be like, "What? You know, what happened?"
Maybe he left in the night. Maybe he went on to greener pastures.
Yeah, he went
It
to a
took
farm
me a
upstate.
few seconds to realize you were talking about a lizard and not like a
And
miniature
not
Isaac Newton with gravity teaching you a lesson.
clearly taught him no lesson because he just fell with no,
Yeah.
just completely
Yeah.
forgotten, just gone. Poor man, poor little guy.
A jellyfish ate him. Oh man.
I feel like newts might be able to swim specifically because I mean they are significantly more aquatic.
I was thinking that too, but I don't know about like ocean water, right? I guess it's not technically
he might have
ocean
fucking
water.
shriveled. If it's
He
salt
also-
water.
He also might have hit the water from like hundreds of feet up. Like I don't know how.
Yeah, but
high
he's
this bridge
small
is.
enough that his terminal velocity probably isn't terrible.
Okay, you fucking nerd.
Okay, well,
whatever you say, you fucking nerd.
well,
Give me your lunch money.
It's okay to be a nerd. I give
No.
you permission.
Stop spreading misinformation, nerd.
why don't you go pee outside, fucking jog?
Not a jock. I'm a fucking troglodyte.
Oh, well, that just makes it easier. You fucking troglodyte.
We might have to go
Got
a couple
him.
more minutes. There's a cat outside, and I've got to go find him or give him flea medicine. I'm not sure which. I'll be right back.
It's 11 for me.
It's 10:54 where I am.
It's midnight.
Oh, it's
for
fellow
me.
central time. Okay, well, maybe I'm more of a functioning member of society. I need to go to sleep at an earlier time. You think about that?
You probably are. I wouldn't doubt it.
Time spent playing D&D and time spent being a functioning member of society is quite the inverse relationship.
Depends on who you are. Rainbow's a super well-functioning member of society and also plays a shit ton of D&D.
You don't know me.
You're a pretty well-rounded person for someone that plays D&D, though, I'd have to say. Like, you're also kind of a kook, but, you know, I think out of all the people I've met that play D&D, you're pretty sound.
You don't know me.
Okay. All right. I don't know anything.
That's all I have to contribute.
You don't know anything because you play D&D too much, man. You know, you gotta stop playing D&D. You know, you're too far gone now.
You gotta
But you gotta
fulfill
reel
your
yourself
reward of
back.
touching grass.
I have grass imported to me. I get it delivered from Amazon, and I pay in
Bro, so
installments on
easy.
Klarna.
He imports grass so you can touch grass.
Yeah,
Officially done.
and I pay. I finance it using Klarna, and I get it on Amazon Prime. I
Damn.
do 4 interest-free payments of $12 a month to get a pound of grass delivered to me, and I just sprinkle it on the floor. Sometimes
What kind
I
of grass we
stomp around.
talking?
Motherfucker subscribed to grass.
I stomp on it sometimes and pretend I'm like Paul Bunyan, you know. I have to pee. I'll be right back. You guys
Wait,
chew on that one.
Fucking Paul Bunyan's the massive fuck off lumberjack, right? With the
Yeah,
blue ox.
yeah.
Thing I need to mention. Oh yeah. Eltor, Emberly, and Mr. Giggles. Roll a dex save. As suddenly he snaps his fingers again, and a fireball appears on the square.
Come on, dude.
Can I cast a counterspell?
You can. It succeeds, and it
All right, I will
puckers
cast
out.
counterspell.
Level 3, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's a
not
support save.
check in 2024.
In 2024,
Yeah, okay.
just make a con save.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, it got nerfed.
damn. JK. Oh, look, it failed. Oh, you don't see that. You see that? No. He rolled a 3. He failed, and the fireball goes, well, into a cast of shadows and whiffs into the air behind him. Ugh. Where is she?
Eltrin will now cast a spell.
Okay.
Wall of Force.
Ooh, good one. Are you doing it where you put him like in a bubble?
Yep, he's in a bubble.
Is it 10 or 5?
It's a 10-foot bubble is what it is.
Thank you. Emma.
Just him.
I have her knee.
You succeed in putting him into a bubble as the rest of the crowd gasps and screams. And then they begin to disperse. You see a couple watchmen walk up to you. What's going on here?
The gentleman here tried to fireball us.
Oh, is that right?
And he was looking at me all dirty.
Oh, dirty, you say. So, we got someone who likes to cause fires and stare at pretty girls, says one of the officers. No, Marshal. All right, well...
Emberly's gonna twirl her hair and be like, "You think I'm pretty?"
He blushes a bit. And then Marshall begins to scoot a little bit closer to you. Well, what's your name, miss? He says as he takes your information.
I don't know
Uh,
how to respond to that.
DM, as this is all happening, I assume Neb, Corbin, and me we're making our way towards them, right? Because we got the sending stone notification.
Oh, yes, if you guys are deciding to do that instead of getting your tailored fine suits, most definitely, and you rendezvous with the party.
I presume that would have been enough time for us to get our tailored suits and then go to them, but
Roll persuasion.
big money, please.
You succeed in putting down the deposit, which will be 1,500 gold.
Alright, he will pay that much money.
And when you arrive back, it'll be 500, and then you'll have the 3 press suits, even in your hound's tooth. Oh, he's not back yet, but I believe that is correct. It's a dashing display of various teeth marked in blue leather straps on top of velvet from head to toe. It's gorgeous. And you rendezvous with the rest of the party. You may move your characters over. I'll get that here in a moment.
What did I miss?
You put
Who's this
down the
blue
deposit
guy?
for the 3 suits. It's 500 when you get back. It was 1,500 for the deposit, and the is a delightful display of
Yes.
teeth upon leather velvet from head to toe. Crimson leather. It's gorgeous.
Exactly what you wanted.
Bro wanted a delightful display of teeth.
Oh shit. Oh god. Did I at least get my shave and a haircut?
No, you didn't have time. You all rushed out. You placed the order. You marked it down on paper. That was like, we gotta go. And he was like, yes, we'll pay it. Here's the gold. And he said, quite right. And then he said, 500 when you get back. And that was about it.
Okay. All right.
Didn't even let you pay it in 4 easy installments.
Yeah, I didn't get to put my
My family
Cash
doesn't
App
pay
code
in
on?
installments.
Oh
I love how you're having the banter as you're meeting up with Emberly and Mr. Giggles around this sphere that has encompassed the. No, it's him. As you walk up, Corbin, you have no idea, and Neb, you just see that Eltor is concentrating on a spell to keep him secure while talking to the Night Watchman. Night Watchman talking to you, Eltor. So, you tried to cast Fireball after staring at your friend, is that right?
Yes, yes, upon and of course I made sure that did not occur. And then after basically I made sure I countered that, I made sure I put a little less lethal result in place. Also something that would not have affected passerbys.
Ah, smart thinking, he says. Well, he peels off a small sending stone from his chest. Yeah, we got a peeper. It's gonna be over here in the Algier into Mage Quarters district. Yep. By Herge. You call this thing? He puts his hands up to it.
It's a wall of force.
Wall of force. Oh.
My name is Elturin. What's my house name again? Elturin Orion. I'm sorry, Elturin of House Orion. And I guess this individual who assaulted me and my compatriot here.
Aye, yep. All right. I got your information. Are
I
you
was
staying
gonna
in
roll his
town?
eyes.
Oh,
I
what's
didn't know
that?
you were a lawyer. I said that I was gonna roll his eyes and say I didn't know you were a lawyer.
If you want to retort.
Oh, that was 100% of me. I know that's 100% of me. Elturin's not saying a damn word.
Are you staying anywhere in town? Or are you renting?
We are currently, we were staying at in one place, but we're now looking for maybe some.
Corbin, you hear Emberly talking with Marshall, the cadet in training, Thal and Neb, you notice the same conversation as Mr. Giggles is rattling his back hooves to attack the figure inside of the bubble.
What's going on, Emmy? I feel like you said this guy was following you.
No.
She's talking to me, mate. So, as I was saying, what's your first name?
Emberly?
Emberly. That's a pretty name. Are you from around here, Emberly?
No.
Oh, okay, no. And you just hear him, like, scouting her for information and being really flirtatious the entire time. Meanwhile, the City Watch does take your information, anything you want to recant or change or keep. Elusive Squirrel. It's a place in the Mage's Quarters. It's a miraculous place, he says. It's got multiple doors and hallways, but you can't see them because he says that there's some sort of magical arc that sends you to your room. So it's just a giant tavern, basically, with a magic portal that takes you to your room. He explained, or maybe we call him the Bridge Watch. Bridge Watch. And they'll keep you informed about any recent developments. Meanwhile, Eltor, if you want to mark on your character sheet, or I'll send you a note later that you want to follow up with this. So I'm guessing event with Bridge City. Figure in the dark. Everyone receive a point of inspiration.
Yippee!
Well, with the recent event secure, thanks to Eltor, new ground, and stares up at you, waiting for the next big decision. Or you can fast forward time.
So the Scala that is happening tonight, I would actually like to look a little bit of information on it. Like, how well dressed do we have to be?
Or, well, I wouldn't say deceit. Yeah, so persuasion to gather information. What's the call?
Low.
As you begin to walk around and ask various questions to people walking by, do you have a specific person in mind?
Again, Eltrin is actually wearing, and also I did realize I need to pick up some travel clothes once we're done. But actually, Eltrin actually does wear fine clothing. So someone who's basically dressed similarly to him.
You spy around and see
Now
another.
being
Oh, what's
in
that?
that Thal also normally dresses in fine clothing. I forgot to mention. Sure. Though Thal already has a suit in waiting for him, but he will travel with Eltor. That's fine.
You find a well-dressed figure, and they seem to be wearing a leather vest gilded with gold and silver. It is remarkable that the handlers have, well, representatives almost everywhere. As you spy, the lapel is that of the great faction that's in control of most of the districts here in Bridge City. Oh, hello, welcome. He doesn't seem to be welcoming you to a shop, just to the, well, Bridge City itself. You look like you're out of towners. Sean?
Given invitations to the gala, and we want to make sure we are wearing the proper style, so we do not, cause any incidents or scandal.
Oh, very good. He turns his head over to the sides of you, studying you with insight. He points at a few weapons.
Are weapons then not permitted at the gala then?
Oh no, not the one tonight. You're talking about the one at the handlers, right? At the Rot District?
No. Yeah, the one that okay, we were talking about. Yes, we do. Not on me at the moment, though.
Well, my name is Fitzbert. If you need any assistance, my home is just over there. It's the Blue Tower. He points at a trio of towers that are connected by different scaffolding and walkways. It's over to the stairwell on the left.
Thank you. So basically, okay. So I will bring this information back to the group.
So you have to be wearing fine clothes of some kind and no weapons at all. That seems to be the rule of the handlers from what you're able to gather for information with your crit 20.
Is there a theme for the party at all? The gala we're supposed to dress a certain way, or?
The invitation, when you guys go back and you start looking at the invitation, it does. All right. Anyone else before we fast forward?
Also, while he's here, Eltaran realized he left his traveler's clothes at home, so he needs to buy himself at least a pair of traveler's clothing for between when we're not in the city.
All right. Purchase that through the PHP and mark it on your character sheet.
Also, we need to basically find lodging for the night. Also, quick question: did you say I had a 25% discount on the purchasing of the items I was purchasing?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'll make sure I add that gold back in then. So anything we want to discuss before the gala tonight? Like, we will be, first off, we should probably make sure we have a secure ourselves lodging for another evening. So I do have a note for another hotel if we want to travel over there for another inn.
That would be nice.
Definitely an intelligent move to have watching.
Or do we plan on leaving right after the gala?
Where is what is a Moonwatch? Where is that like in relation to like Bridge City where we are now?
I'll pull up the map.
So like in order to gauge whether it's safe to like travel at night.
All right, I'm gonna ping where you are,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna ping. Oh, sorry, ignore that one. I'm gonna ping Moonwatch.
Okay, so it's further south back towards Sharn. Interesting.
Nope, just a straight shot of the road. Well, twisty at least. Wavy.
I mean, are we going to be staying the evening in Sharn? Or do we wish to be leaving for Moonwatch in the morning? Or let's leave for Moonwatch immediately after the gala's over.
I'm gonna show you where Sharn.
Yeah, I can see like Sharn's right next to where the hilt is, right?
Yes, yeah. So if you travel there, it's almost a day's travel. It's like 12 hours, sometimes 16. Wait, is that the right math?
It looks like you have to get there by boat. It doesn't look like there's like a straight bridge or anything unless I see something different.
Oh, the brown lines are roads, and I can draw a little line for you. And I think the yellow is a train system.
Now, I am a member. I am a heir of House O'Brien, which is like the courier traveling area. Would there be for me to talk to someone to see if I can secure passage from Sharn back to Moonwatch?
You could probably roll persuasion.
Can I get someone else to do that for me?
Yeah. Who would like to roll persuasion to assist?
I will roll persuasion. So I'm rolling, right? Or am I simply giving him advantage?
I would prefer if you roll.
Alright.
You succeed in finding passage, so you're taking from you arrive back to Sharn.
Whatever the party wants to do. So this is like a party decision. Whatever the party wants to do, we will travel that. I'm trying to use my connections with my background to facilitate that.
Excellent. Or possibly over to Moonwatch. You could also take the ship back to Sharn and then Moonwatch later on after the gala.
Walk. Like, that's how we got from Sharn to here. That's another option, I think. Unless Neb doesn't have that ability anymore.
I do. It's just a spell.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I wasn't terribly off.
I want to make it clear again that Corbin's vote is Moonwatch, but he will defer to the party.
Use mom again and tell her everything.
I would also prefer, to go to Sharn first because we need to drop off the pieces of Lancaster somewhere, and I think his mom would be a good spot to drop them off.
Was that?
I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, I could really go with going either place, but I think we can just travel afterwards.
Okay. So that being said, it sounds to is taking the ship straight through after the gala, or are you staying the night in Bridge City? Last question.
So you're saying, like right after the gala, go to Sharn.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm down for that. Yeah, the quicker the better, I think.
Plus, it would be rather funny seeing us trying to book it out of Bridge City in fancy attire.
This kind of thing, you know.
Any final thoughts or anything of that nature before I start asking what your outfits look like for the gala? Everyone roll survival.
Survival, yeesh.
Just a moment. D&D Beyond and me are having moments. 7, 16, 24, 21, 13. Looks like 24 to Corbin. Please tell us what you're wearing this evening.
Yeah, Corbin definitely has that houndstooth blazer with the elbow patches sewn on. He's got probably like a crisp button down under it, but the, collar, like maybe checks that are like hemmed. What else would this guy have on? I'm trying to think. I mean, the shave and the haircut is probably a must, so he'd probably sneak that in if he could. Um, Maybe get some pomade in his hair, slick it back a little bit. But yeah, I think that's good.
Next with the 21, I believe. I'm loading the map as we speak.
Uh,
21
I presume
for
that would be me.
Thal.
Thal is decked out in sort of that bright, sort of disarming purple that he wore, and his like slacks are like gold. It's like he's wearing like a vest and like a button down, and he's wearing like sort of like gold dress shoes, and his hair is kind of like an he isn't wearing like much in the way of makeup or anything, and he is wearing a golden watch that looks way too expensive and is probably worth more than someone's annual salary.
Bougie. I love it. 20.
Emberly's gonna be wearing just a black lace dress with black veil and just looking like she's going to a funeral.
Hell yeah.
How Lydia Dietz. I love it.
So Elteren will go from bottom to top. Is first off, he's wearing a very nice pair of well-fitting, both functional and stylish leather boots. Basically wearing a pair of a gray pair of trousers, which are very cut well. And they basically going to it's very evident that he is of a hair of House Orion, because also there is the emblem of the unicorn on his chest. In addition to that, he also, again, like he's wearing it's a very stylish look. It's sort of it doesn't scream, it's more faded back. Again, like I said, it's like well-fitting clothing that's obviously well tailored, but it doesn't scream I'm here. It just screams I'll get the job done.
I like it. Playing, you guys are walking in. It's very dramatic.
I imagine Neb is essentially in like 1920s men's fashion, where he's got the kind of basic suit, and just black, nice shirt, dress shirt beneath, and then a nice black. Is it a? Do they wear fedoras? It feels like it wasn't fedoras, but it was similar.
I get the vibe. I would say yes.
Yeah, that's the best I've
Pork pie
got.
hat.
Is that what it's called? Pork pie hat? Oh yeah, it's pork pie hat.
As you walk in, you hear corks being popped from champagne and people laughing. The entire crowd seems to be celebrating. Inside, you're not sure to tell one person from another, as they're all decked out to the nines. There's someone in purple feathers from head to toe, and another person is wearing some sort of light show. You peer around to the band, a piano wailing with some delightful tunes, and you also hear a harp or two, and that seems to be up in the rafters. People are smoking off of hookahs as well as twigs, and what do you know? They all seem to be branching around and trading glasses and matching of different colors and symbols. Meanwhile, you do spy a familiar face in the crowd. The woman from last night, Corbin and Neb. You notice her, the drow-looking woman who didn't succumb to the suggestion. She raises a champagne to the party will start soon. And you hear again more champagne being spilled around. And then, well, is there anything you guys care to do before we wrap up? As you see the band playing and a delightful collection of people, there's a buffet near the south, as well as a light display that seems to be glimmering. Two people dancing like shadowy lights. aka Holly.
One thing Orion Eltron would have done before he arrived here is he would have summoned his familiar, which would have been an owl, which would also be sitting on his shoulder, and well kept a snowy white owl, which would also complement his uniform as well.
Everyone roll perception.
Everyone.
With your perceptions, most of you, Neb and Corbin, you both receive a point decorated the same. The mark of the handler, a griffin. And some of them have little hammers. They don't seem to be grouped up in any specific way, but they all are mentioning some sort of great plan or display. You're not sure. It seems to be scattered information. Emberly, you notice the pins for a moment, but then get taken by the band. A tabaxi group, all of them playing in unison and casting some sort of magic. It looks like a light charm spell, something to induce some sort of emotion. You'd have to get closer to find out. Thal, you are also peering around, and you don't notice anyone dressed as fine as you. Some women are taking their eyes from their champagne glasses over in your direction, hopefully this summer. But that being said, Neb, what's the call? High or low?
Let her ride.
From above, you see a few people, and they are staring directly at you. And then your memory glances back to last night, and you see a couple of their purses and shine them in your direction.
You mean some of the people on the also like the bridge that were with the drow?
Yes, the ones that were wriggling on the floor telling people about their special desires. They frown, and one of them shrugs and then looks the other way. Corbin, what's the call?
Low. Fuck.
And then there's one other figure that all catches your eye. Security. And with that, the music plays and the champagne passes around. You are now at the gala of the handlers, and they have something they're going to present later. That's all you've been able to spy or hear over the music and the laughter. And we will conclude for the evening unless you all decide to go another 10 minutes. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I know it was a bit spotty. We had some ups and downs because of technical stuff.